Yellow Jacket fans, welcome to another great edition of Up with the White and Gold. I'm your host, Jeremy, the Impact York. John is out of town and on assignment. And no, that is not some crazy thing. No, and he's feeling better too. You guys might have heard me say earlier in the week uh, that he was more than likely going to be out this week. We really thought he was actually going to make it. Turns out he's not. He was not able to make the show. But he is up for saving the world, and we will have him back next week. But we are here to talk. By the time you see this show, the game on Saturday probably has started, but we're just going to preview it anyway. I want to talk a little bit about Georgia Tech, but before we do, if you want to follow this particular show, you go to YouTube and go to Impact underscore media underscore and look for Up with the White and Gold. That is our show all about the techies. And at some point, we're going to put some other content up as well. And like I said, John should be back next week. But let's talk some Yellow Jackets. Now, last week, they took on the Temple. Aren't they the Owls? They took on Temple University. They were able to beat them 45-24 to improve to 4-0. Haynes King threw for about 185, a couple touchdowns. Malachi Hosley ran for a couple touchdowns. They had a big lead early and then just kind of hung on to it. I know a lot of people were like, wow, how do you score 45 points and only throw for 185? Well, I also bring up the fact that the Carolina Panthers scored 30 points last week. And if you go look at their offensive stats, you can't figure out where the points came from. It means you didn't watch the game. But 13 for 18 for 161, two touchdowns, no interceptions for Haynes King. And no problem there. Jamal Haynes ran for 107. He had the 61-yard run by J.P. Powell. That was an electric run, was it not? I feel bad he didn't score. Hosley, of course, had 59 yards and two touchdowns. Dalen Gordon had the one big run for the touchdown for 47 yards, so that was another electric run. When you're running the ball that good, there's no reason to throw the ball that much. It's just like a couple of weeks ago when they got in the strategy of, okay, we're going to run it down your throat until you stop it. And they didn't stop it. So you kept running it down the throat. What'd you do? If they stop it, then you throw it. Haynes King also scampered a few times, got in the end zone. Who caught the touchdowns? Rutherford and Isaiah Canyon. Just spread the ball out, played some good, solid defense. Only had a couple sacks. That's not the world's biggest thing, but how many total tackles did we get? 74. 34 of them total, which means there was a lot of group tackles. This team was playing together. It's what they need to do. Aiden Burr kicked one field goal for 32 yards. Yeah, you didn't even back him up all that much. And he hit it all 6 extra points. Marshall Nichols, by the way, for the few times they punted, Marshall Nichols is a pretty good punter. He's averaging over 50 yards a punt. Over 50 yards a punt. Is that not crazy? That's amazing. That's video game numbers. For Temple, you kept them under. Nope, they just got over 300 yards total. They both had the same number of first downs. Third down efficiency, 6 for 19 for Temple, 3 for 8 for Georgia Tech. And Temple was actually 3 for 4 on fourth down. Something defense got to work on a little bit. 328 total yards what they gave up. 468 was the total for our Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. And look, was this, by the way, there were over 45,000 people there. It's awesome. It was way more crowded than it even looks behind me now. This was on the CW network, and it just seemed like the team was just flowing. And it ain't because, oh, well, Temple's just not that good. No. Temple has some dudes. Temple has some dudes for sure. Or as well, for sure. And Georgia Tech just played a good quality. Let's stay in control. Let's keep a big lead. Let's keep anything dumb from happening, and that's basically what they did. Um, let's see. Georgia Tech, of course, has um Wake Forest this week. Is it Wake Forest? Um, no, I had it in front of me. I'm pretty sure it's Wake Forest, right? Yep, Wake Forest. Um, Wake's gonna bring it, man. Wake Forest is one of those teams. They come in. Uh, it's like this. They beat Kennesaw State 10-9. That's a game Kennesaw State should have won. They beat Western Carolina 42-10. That's what I thought the Kennesaw score was going to be, but good on Kennesaw. And then they lost to NC State 34-24. Tells you about where Wake Forest is. They're kind of middle of the pack. But they do some really good things. You notice they're scoring a lot of points, except for Kennesaw. That was at home. Kennesaw almost embarrassed them at home. Go Owls. Uh, but Wake Forest is going to bring it because they've got nothing to lose at this point. If they go to 2-2, I mean, 3-1 would look better, but 2-2 is still not a bad spot for where they are, and that's this is to open up ACC play. We're gonna uh, we're gonna see what they can really do. Um, what is their quarterback's name? Ian Book. Ian Book is their big time passer. He's probably going to throw for about 4,000 yards this year. He might throw for more than that. They really like to throw the ball. They've got a really good runner in Williams, Dexter Williams, um, who is close to 1,000 yards. He will. I don't know how many he's going to have. They like to spread it out. They've got some big time receivers, Boykin and Claypool and Finke. Um, but the Demon Deacons are looking to play spoiler. They're looking to play spoiler. Where is this game at? At This is at Wake. Okay, this is at Wake Forest. And Georgia Tech coming in ranked number 16. It's one of the best looks they've seen in a while. Can they improve to 4-0? Well, we'll have to see. Because, like I said, by the time this show comes out, that game will probably have kicked off. We will see how it actually goes. I had John send me his prediction. Let me see what he sent. Because I'll be honest, I had it about 24-21. About 24-21. That's about where I had it. 24-14 Tech. Okay. I got it 24-21 Tech. And I look forward to watching this game. Hopefully you guys do too. Um, and it's fun too. Of all the discussions I get in on a weekly basis with Georgia fans, with Clemson fans, Auburn, mostly it's SEC. We get some Big Ten in here and there, some Michigan, some Ohio State, different ones. But it's fun that the things that I've been saying in the last couple of years, the things John says too, you better watch what Brent Key is building. In the last couple of years, I said, look, he's gotten it to here. He sustains that. Then he gets it to here, and he sustains that. And now he's getting to here where they're not just schedule spoilers and game records. They're a team that might be right now the second best team in the ACC behind Miami. If they lined up against Miami, that would more than likely be what the ACC is going to be for. Clemson's got to stay strong. We'll see who can actually go through the division like that or through the conference. But what Brent Key is building is something special. He's got Haynes King working on all cylinders. Even when Haynes is not in, when they get in Aaron Philo, he seems to be able to to hold it together and do some special things as well. So, time will tell as to what actually happens and what actually, what can actually, what this team can become. But for now, it looks like they want to win in the trenches. What a novel concept. We want to have the best offensive line and we want to have the best defensive line. And we're going to beat you by running the ball, and then accenting it with passing and making sure we got a kicker that can hit one from, I don't know, back here. Burr is outstanding. In fact, maybe the Falcons should look into him in a year or so. With all there was, that's a whole different show. But short show this week. A lot going on. Follow along next week. This show will not be this late in the week. We have a lot going on. We will have all kinds of fun things going on. John should be back. Follow us with all of our shows, whether you like Georgia or Georgia Tech or wrestling and MMA or hockey or the Falcons or WWE. If you like any of those things, please tune in to all of our amazing shows. But until then, I'm Jeremy the Impact York. This is Up with the White and Gold. And we will see you guys next week to talk about hopefully another Georgia Tech victory. Until then, deuces, gooses, go Tech.